श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। ओम सुखं नित्यं स्वप्रकाशं व्यापकं नामरूपयोः अधिष्ठानं बुद्ध्यबोध्यं बुद्धेर्दृक्यत्तु निर्मलम् अपारं सर्ववेदान्त वेद्यं प्रत्यक्परं महः तदेवाहं न मत्तोऽन्यत् इति मे निश्चिता मतिः. So we were seeing the Charasagara second Taranga was over. Inquiry into the prerequisites in a special way. The first Taranga was general inquiry. The second chapter was a special inquiry. Now we enter the Tritiya Taranga, third chapter. The third chapter is a Guru Shishya Swarupa Nirupanam. The third chapter discusses the nature of disciple and the guru and the disciple in that order. Okay, now Tritiya Taranga, third chapter, 109 Avarta, Grantha Arambha Pratigna. Now, after establishing the prerequisites, now he says, okay, should the text be begun? He discussed, okay, the text is proper to be started. There is no issue regarding the text to start. So whatever, no, you cannot. He raised all the opposition. He said, you cannot desire for something which you have not experienced. It is impossible. All that opposition, he said, no, we can have desire for similar things. If we start saying desire for the same thing, then that will be a big problem, because you had some food in the morning and you want food in the evening also. That desire will not be there. So morning food is over, evening food is not yet gained. So with those logics we have negated the desire for similar thing is possible. Desire for same thing is not necessary. So we have experienced happiness through different means, thinking that is the object of happiness is what is giving me happiness. So we know what happiness is. So to desire to gain happiness is not an issue. So after saying that, he says Tritiya Taranga. So it is proper to begin the text. Grantha Arambha Pratigna. He is now declaring that we can begin the text. Vastu Anubandha Chatushtayam Samyak Vijnaya Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitartham Sthita Pragyam Varishtham Shrotriyam Sadgurum Asadya Tat Prasadat Vedanta Grantham Patati Shrunoti Cha Atyadarena Shraddhaya Bhaktya Cha Sa Eva Moksha Sadhanam Jnanam Prapnoti. Okay. Why are we beginning this text? So he says, Vastu Anubandha Chatushtayam. Yastu Anubandha Chatushtayam. The one, Anubandha Chatushtayam, the four prerequisites. Samyak Vijnaya. After gaining the four prerequisites properly, Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitartham. What should he do? So after gaining it, okay, I have gained that. That is enough. That is only means. That is not end. The first two chapters are establishing the means. Even there we have choice. We have not acquired the prerequisites in complete form. We still have choice. Okay, 20% of this, 30% of that. Okay, 10. Let me not put myself down. 12%. So that is how our prerequisites are. Now he says, after gaining that prerequisite, what should you do? He says, Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitartham Sthita Pragyam Varishtham Shrotriyam Sadgurum Asadya. We already established he should have to go only to the Guru. Sa Gurum Eva Abhigachet. We used this statement and said he only should go to the Guru, only he should go to the Guru, he should go to the Guru only. We established in 3 different forms. So he should have to go to the Guru. If the other person without this desire goes to the Guru, he will talk about different worldly things instead of the desire for knowledge. There will be no question regarding the knowledge. So he will waste his own time and Guru's time. So he says, you have to go to Sadguru. Sadguru Mahasad. You have to approach the Sadguru. What kind of Sadguru? Shrotriyam. Because the prerequisites for a Guru is when in the Mundaka Upanishad it is said Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. The Guru, like the disciple should have 4 prerequisites, the Guru should have 2 prerequisites. He should have studied the text in tradition, A, and he should be established in what he has studied, B, Brahmanishtam. So he says Shrotriyam. And Shrotriyam, yes, there are so many people who have studied the text. But Varishtham Shrotriyam, among them, the one is superior. This fellow approaches that person. Okay, no, I'll go to him. He's the best. So after choosing the best among them, who does he see as best? Sthita Pragyam. One who is established in the knowledge. Sthitam Pragyam Yasya. Pragya means knowledge. Prashtajnana Pragya. Pragya means knowledge. Sthita means to be established. One who is established in the knowledge, because of that he is superior. Okay, so that person, but how did he gain that establishment in the knowledge? So he says Vedanta Vijnana Sunishitartham, because of having clear understanding. Sunishitartha means he has gained clear, determined knowledge of what? The knowledge established in the Vedanta. Vedanta Vijnana. Vedanta Vijnana. Vedanta, we know, the teaching of Vedas. Vijnana means the immediate knowledge. That statement which gives you the immediate knowledge, the Mahavakya, one who has the clear understanding of that Mahavakya, because of that clear understanding, one who is established in that self, in that knowledge, and because of being established in that knowledge, he is superior. And that Guru who is superior, because he has studied from the tradition, therefore, after approaching him, after approaching that Guru, Gurum Asadya, Tat Prasadat, through his grace, Vedanta Grantham Patati, he studies the Vedantic text. One cannot gain the knowledge without the grace of Guru. This is going to be established here. So this is the prelude to he is proclaiming. This is proclamation. Pratigya means proclamation. This is what I'm going to establish. So he's proclaiming. He studies the Vedanta from the Guru, because of whose grace he understands the knowledge. Okay. Shrunoti. Patati means he's reading. He goes to the Guru, approaches the proper Guru and sits in front of him and studies the text. Guru says, what are you doing? I'm studying. Just keep quiet. Don't disturb me. No. Patati means he studies, means Shrunoti. He listens. He studies means he listens from the Guru. Not study, go and sit in front of the Guru and study. So Atyadarena. See, we have to be very precise, otherwise there will be problem. So he proclaims. In the proclamation, if he is going to give this kind of loop way, then It's said very clearly in the proclamation itself. He has to go and sit in front of the Guru and study. And when he studies there in front of the Guru, through his gaze, how will Guru's grace pass through you when you study in front of him without even asking any question, without even trying to understand what you want? So he says, Shrunoti, he listens to him. Acha atyadaraina shraddhaya bhaktyacha. Listens to him how? Okay, same thing. Yesterday also you said the same thing. Okay, I have heard enough of that. Now, move forward. No. Atyadharena shraddhaya bhaktya. Atyadharena means with great love. Shraddhaya with surrender. Bhaktya with devotion. So he has to have these qualities. These disciples should have these qualities with love, with surrender, with devotion. He listens to the text from the Guru. Sa eva moksha sadhana jnanam prapnoti. Only that fellow, only that disciple will gain the knowledge which is the means for moksha. Only that disciple will gain the knowledge which is the means for moksha. Okay. Now, Guru Shishya Samvada Rupena Artha Nirupane Krute Shroturanam Sukha Avabodha Bhavet iti Guru Shishya Prashta Prativachana Rupena Grantham Arabhyate. So, okay. What is the best way to write a text? Why do we understand or why do we get involved in reading a fiction while our mind, like this book on astronomy, you start reading it and you will be like, okay, I'll read it later. Even when you want to study this text, you have great love for this subject, everything, but still you are not pulled into it. Whereas the same thing through a story, people, everyone started reading this Da Vinci Code when it came. Da Vinci Code, Da Vinci Code, Da Vinci Code. And everyone started talking about the hidden messages in the painting and all that. Even without we being interested in that subject of what Da Vinci did, we were all pulled into that subject. Because it is given through a story, because there is a question answer, there is a dialogue between one and the other. So when there is when something is presented in the form of a dialogue, question answer, it is easy to grasp it. So therefore he says Guru Shishya Samvada Rupena. Now who is the one who is going to ask question and who is the one who is going to ask the answer? Some two people on the road. No. Okay, Guru is going to ask the question, the disciple is going to answer. No. Here, the disciple is going to ask the question and the Guru is going to answer. There is a dialogue between the Guru and the disciple. There is a dialogue between the Guru and the disciple. The Guru and the disciple are not traveling along. The Guru leads the disciple. You have to understand these things. So, Krute, Nirupane Krute, when it is presented in the form of a dialogue between Guru and disciple, then Shrotrunam Sukha Avabodha Bhavet. The listener, for him, it will be easy to understand. So, for the listener to grasp the teaching easily, he is presenting it in question and answer form, a dialogue form. Okay, iti Guru Shishya Prashna Prativachana Rupena Granthārabhyate. So therefore, he begins this text in the form of a dialogue of question and answer between Guru and disciple. Okay, 110. What you said is okay. The dialogue between Guru and disciple. Now there are two people discussing. But how will you know That who is guru and who is disciple? The person who asks the question is guru, and the person who's answering this guru. Or the person who asks the question is disciple, the person who's who is giving the answers guru. Okay, what is your name? You are going to tell me your name. Okay, where are you from? You are going to say where you are from. Now I am asking the question and you are answering. Who is guru and who is disciple? There is a problem. So we have to understand, just because someone asks, okay, even it's just general way of saying, even while discussing something like this, some in Vedanta, okay, did you understand what we spoke regarding the prerequisites? When the guru asked the disciple, okay, what was that when we said samadhana, what does that mean? Do you understand what is the difference between the vairagya and uparati? Because both are renunciation. So when you ask, okay, do you understand what is the difference between the guru is asking the disciple? The disciple is not asking guru. The guru is asking disciple. Then, because the guru is asking, does he become the disciple? No. Do you understand? See, Viveka, Vairagya and Uparati both are renunciation. You have to give up. But what is the difference? Vairagya is renunciation of things which you have not heard about, you have not seen. But Uparati is of things which you already have. Even things which you have, you don't want to be interested in it. So he says, that is why he says, Iha amutra artha phalabhoga viraga. Whether you know it or you don't know it, does not really matter. You don't want that, that's all. So he says, who is a guru? For that definition should be understood. What is the definition for guru? Guru lakshana means what is the definition for guru? Sa yaha sanga veda adhyayi tadarthajnaha jiva brahma aikya vishayaka dridhatara nischayat parinishthita atma sakshatkaravan sa eva guruhu. Sa eva guruhu. He is guru. Who is a guru? Parinishthita Atma Sakshatkaravan. I am coming from the previous adjective to the guru. He is one who is established in the immediate knowledge of the self. Who is a guru? He is the one who is established in the immediate knowledge of the self. Okay. How does he become established in the knowledge of the self? For that he says, Dridhatara Nishchayat. Jiva Brahmaikya Vishayaka Dridhatara Nishchayat. Because of the determined knowledge of identity between individual self and absolute self. You get it? So, he is Guru. Who is Guru? One who is established in the knowledge, immediate knowledge. How did he get established in the immediate knowledge? Through the knowledge, determined knowledge of identification between individual self and absolute self, Jiva and Brahma. Okay. So, how did he get that? How did he get that knowledge of individual self and absolute self? Because he has studied the Vedas along with its limbs. And not just the words, but also the meaning. He has studied Veda along with its limbs and its meaning. One who has studied Vedas along with its limbs, with its meaning, because of which he has gained the identity between the individual self and absolute self, because of which he is established in the immediate knowledge. He is the Guru. First, studied Veda along with its limbs, with the meaning. Second, because of which he has gained the immediate identity between the Jiva and Brahma, because of which is established in that knowledge. That is the Guru we are talking about. Okay, now nahi Veda Adhyanam vatva matrena Atmajnana Shunyo Guru Bhavati. First is he has studied the Veda along with its limbs and the meaning. Not just he has studied, one who has studied Veda along with its limbs. No. He has studied Veda along with its limbs with the meaning. Why? Just because someone studied the Vedas along with its limbs, let it be, not just the Vedas, he may have studied the limbs also. Shiksha, Kalpa, Vyakarana, Jyotisha, etc. These are limbs of Vedas. Shiksha, the way how you pronounce, that is taught. Kalpa, the meanings, how to understand the meaning, etc. The meaning of the karmas, actually, Kalpa Sutra we call it, the meaning of the karmas which are prescribed in the Vedas. Then Vyakarana, Sanskrit grammar, Jyotisha, astrology. All these are limbs for the Vedas. He may have studied the Vedas along with the limbs, but he does not know the meaning of the Vedas. He has studied the Vedas. There are people who don't know to read right, but they know to chant Vedas. Perfect. I heard from one of my Vedic gurus. He was invited for an exam to be the judge in the exam. Okay. So one fellow came. He started chanting. It's like the whole Vedic book. They memorize the whole book. Memorize the whole book. How do they memorize? The Guru teaches them once. The disciple repeats them twice. Then the whole Anuvaka, we call it. That whole portion, that whole paragraph is chanted not once, 10 times, 10 days. They remember it. Now, there are 10 paragraphs. How do you remember the 10 paragraphs? Of one chapter, there are 10 paragraphs, let us suppose. How do you remember the 10 paragraphs? In the final, after chanting all the 10 paragraphs, they have one paragraph which only uses the first words of each paragraph. So you tell them that 15th chapter, 3rd paragraph, chant that. Tata, tata, tata. Okay, third paragraph, that is. He will chant it. Okay, so this guru, he went there and he asked, okay, 15th chapter, 3rd paragraph. And he, instead of 3rd paragraph, he made a mistake of chanting the 2nd paragraph, and immediately he realized he made a mistake. That is a wrong thing. He should not have done a mistake. He made a mistake and then said, no, that's not true. I'm sorry. This is the 3rd paragraph. He started chanting. All these people who are there in the judge seat, they were like looking at each other, and this fellow understood. This fellow said, okay, one more mistake, you throw me out. I will not give this exam. One more mistake. So they said, okay, they accepted the challenge. They asked him, in fact, more than what they asked the normal people, because they started enjoying this fellow. And they gave him first prize, because it is a trust they have to give. If they give a prize, they have to take sign in a voucher. This fellow came and gave his thumb impression. He does not even know how to read right. He remembers the whole of Vedas. So, remembering the Vedas without understanding the meaning cannot make him a guru. That is the idea. Okay. Atmagyopi Vedadhyena Shunya. Okay, let us suppose he has not studied Vedas, but he is realized. Oh, he's realized. He sat one day and he realized this self. No, he is not qualified to be called as Guru. He is not qualified to be called as Guru because he'll come to that. Atmagnopi, even though he may be realized, if he has not studied the Vedas along with its meaning, he cannot be qualified to be Guru. The crude example I give repeatedly again and again regarding this is if a person has not gained the knowledge through a tradition, if the person has gained the knowledge through some mystical experience, let us suppose, it doesn't happen, but let us suppose through some mystical experience, then what is he going to teach you? How do you gain the knowledge? You go and ask him, how do you gain the knowledge? He is going to blabber in whatever situation he gained the knowledge. A death should happen in your place. Because a death happened in his house, he was in deep sorrow. Suddenly something changed. He gained knowledge. So he'll say, kill your father. My father died, so I gained knowledge. Is this how? Or to be more cruder, so okay, this fellow is going to pee, and while peeing, he gained realization. Let us suppose. What is he going to say? You drink more water, pee more. You may gain realization one day. This is not the proper way. That is why we say tradition. So he says, Swayam Muktopi Para Upadesha Yogya Guru Nasyat. Though he may have become realized, he may have gained realization, benefit of doubt, but still he cannot be eligible. He is not qualified to be called as a Guru. If he has not studied under the Guru in a tradition, he cannot be qualified to be called as a Guru. Why? Yataha, because Jigyasu Shishya Hrudgata Sandeha Nivartana Kshamanam Yuktinam Pratibhanam Vedadhyena Shunyasya Na Jayate. Why are you stressing the point he should have studied the Vedas? Why is it necessary? Why is it necessary? Realization, he realized himself, and he is not going to talk about something else. He is going to talk about his own experience. Is that not good enough? No. Why? Because Jignasu, a person desiring to gain the knowledge, Jignasu, Hridgata, in his heart, Sandeha, there are some doubts. There are some doubts of the seeker. Those doubts, Nivartana Kshamanam, to eradicate it, to remove that, Yuktinam, whatever logic is necessary, whatever logic that is capable, Kshama means that which is capable of removing those doubts. Pratibhanam, that will not be that will not rise in his mind. Those logics will not arise in his mind. Therefore, for who, in whose mind? Vedadhyana Shunyasya, for a person who has not studied the Vedas, in the tradition. Okay, so Sandeha Shunyasya Uttama Samskaravatashcha Charama Janmanaha Jignasoho Upadeshe Samarthopi Ayam Sadharanyena Sarva Mumukshu Jana Upadesha Samarthya Abhavat Na Acharya Bhavitum Arhati. Okay, then is he completely useless? Is that kind of person who has gained realization? You are talking about realization. That is bad, actually. You should not talk bad about anyone. And talking bad about realized self is completely unacceptable. It is in Tattva Bodha, the final topic is this. Okay. The realized fellow has a prarabdha karma. So without extinguishing the prarabdha karma, he is not going to go off from this world. Okay, fine. But apart from prarabdha karma, he'll have sanchita karma, agami karma. He'll have a bundle of karmas, right? Which he did in his past birth. What will happen to those karmas? So to explain this karma, because karma has the nature of getting annihilated only after experience. And this fellow cannot wait till all the karmas are extinguished. So what should he do? He need not do anything. All those karmas will be passed over to the others. What? Let us be careful. Let us not go to a realized person. Why? The karmas will be passed to us. No, we need not be worried about it. Why? Because whatever good karmas of the realized self is, they will be passed on to the people who worship him, who serve him. And whatever bad karmas are, if at all, whatever bad karmas are there in the realist one, those will be passed on to the people who denounce him, who curse him, who blame him. So this is the rule of karma, law of karma. He says, now, Shandeha Shunyasya Uttama Samskaravatashcha. Uttama Samskaravatah. This person does not have doubts. And he has a great samskara, thought imprints of the past. We are talking about the disciple, not the guru. A disciple who has pure heart, who remembers having studied the Vedas and other things from the past, but still is not clear, or have studied the Vedas in this present life, but still is not clear. You understand? A person who has complete purity of heart, a person who has studied the Vedas but still not understood the meaning. He doesn't, even though he was taught the Vedanta, he does not understand the meaning. To that person, Charama Janmanaha, to that person who is in his last birth, this is his final birth. For that person who is on the gates of realization, on the doors of realization, to that person, Jignaso, for that person, that seeker, Upadeshe Samartho Ayam, this person, this realized one means this realized one who has not studied the Vedas, who has not studied in the tradition. This mystical realized person, he may be capable for this person. Understand? This person, this guru who has not guru, this realized one who has not studied in the tradition but has gained realization somehow, he may be capable of teaching, initiating this disciple who is in his last birth, who has studied the Vedas, etc., but has not understood the teaching, who has all the prerequisites, who has purity of heart, to that person alone, he may be capable of teaching. Though it may be so, sadharanyena sarvamokshijanopadesha samarthya abhavat nacharya hoitu. Since he is not eligible to teach everyone generally, sadharanya means general, to the general seeker, since he does not have the eligibility to teach the general seeker, therefore he cannot be called as Acharya. Acharya, we have explained this term. Acharya means Achinoti, Acharati, Acharayati. Achinoti, Chinchayane, to collect. He collects the teaching. Acharati, he practices the teaching. Acharayati, he makes others to practice the teaching. That is what is Acharya means. Acharya means he collects, He practices and he makes others to practice. So that person cannot be qualified to be called as Acharya. Who? A person who realized in a mystical way, who has not studied in tradition. Okay? Now, Tasmad, therefore, Vedadhyena Sampannaha Atmajnascha Eva Acharya iti uchyate. Therefore, who is qualified to be called as Acharya? A person who has studied the Vedas and who is established in the knowledge, who has the knowledge of the self. Atmajna. Atmanam janatiti atmagya, one who knows the self. Okay, so who is an acharya? A person who has studied the Vedas and a person who is established in that knowledge. Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. Only he can be called as acharya. Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam is said in different words. Vedadhyana and Atmagya. Okay, now. Sahi Shishya Buddhigata Panchavidha Bhedan Nana Yuktibihi Nivartayitum Samarthasya. Now, how do you say that he can get rid of the doubts of the disciple? What can be the doubts of the disciple? So, for that he says, only that person, Sahi, only that guru who has studied the tradition, in the tradition, Shishya Buddhigata, whatever doubts which arise in the disciple, what are the doubts? Panchavidha Bhedan, the 5 kinds of duality. When we are talking non-duality, how can there be non-duality? Oh, this is different. That is different from this. This is different from this. I am different from you. I am different from him. You are different from the whole world. So if you start counting, you are different from millions and trillions of people and animals and things. But he is not talking about that. He says the disciple has the doubt regarding 5 kinds of dualities. 5 kinds of dualities. Not the duality between you and me, he and me, he and me and me. No. Duality is of 5 types. Those dualities of 5 types, which is arising as a doubt in the hearts of the disciple, those doubts, Nana Yuktibihi, through multiple logics, through different kinds of logics, Nivartayitum Samartha Syat. This person who has studied in the tradition is capable of removing them. You understand? This person is capable of removing those doubts. Doubts regarding what? The duality. What kind of duality? 5 types of duality. This is the important thing. When you say, my guru is this, my guru is that, we have to be very particular. We have to talk about the guru who is Satguru. We call him Satguru. Satguru means a person who is a guru who is established in the Sat existence is Satguru. I always have a pun added to this in Indian languages. There is in Tamil or Malayalam. When the Malayali says in Tamil, there is a word called Setta. Setta means dead. Okay. So when he pronounces Setta, he'll pronounce it as Satta. And in North India, the Sat will be Sata. Sataguru. He will not say it as Satguru. He'll say Sataguru. In Punjabis especially, they'll say Sataguru. Sataguru means dead gurus. People are always interested in dead gurus. It is easy actually. Dead gurus are the best gurus because they are not going to control you. You can say, whatever, it's all my guru's wish. And I had a person come meet me in Rishikesh. When I was in Rishikesh, this fellow came. And somebody brought him to meet me. So after doing namaskaras and all, he sat there and he said, I do only whatever my guru says. I was like, oh, such a devoted disciple. I was very happy actually. Oh, okay. This will take him forward. Then, okay, where is your guru? He's in Badrinath, he said. Oh, he stays in Badrinath throughout the year, meaning he doesn't count down. Badrinath is in high altitudes and it is closed in the winter. Only few people stay there and they need to take permission to stay there. Okay, and many of them stay in big ashramas because the ashramas have to be closed, lodges kind of. They have to close them. So there need to be someone to take care of it. So some caretaker, these fellows, they stay there. Now, this person says, my Guruji stays throughout the year. He never comes down. I was like, okay. And he stays along with the disciples. Now that disciples, that is little difficult. Oh, there are 500 disciples like that. 5,000 or 500. I don't remember the number. 500 disciples? It's like, where? They are all studying there in Badrinath. In fact, Badrinath does not have a big place like that. Badrinath itself is a small place. It's not even as big as probably Dublin. Probably as big as the park probably which we go there. And he says there is a big ashram where this guru stays along with his disciples throughout the year. And I said, okay, how do you keep in touch with your guru? Because cell phones. No, only now cell phones. Oh, okay. Then how? Does he write letter? No. In my meditation, he tells me everything. I said, okay, I was caught in this person. Oh, no. I thought this person is a very pure-hearted, great disciple, devotee of his guru. But this person is okay. Now I said, okay, good. Because it is easy to claim yourself to be a devotee of a dead guru because the dead guru is not going to say this is right, this is wrong. Therefore, whatever you feel like is all the guru's order. My guru. It's easy. So he says, therefore, this person, Sahi Shishya Buddhigata, only this person who has studied in the tradition is capable of removing all the doubts of duality. The duality is of 5 types. How is duality only of 5 types? Okay, better question is, what are those 5 types of duality? So he says, Techa Bhedaha. Those dualities are the 5 types of duality. Jiva Ishvara Bhedaha. Jivanam Paraspara Bhedaha, second. Jiva Jada Bhedaha, third. Ishvara Jada Bhedaha, fourth. Jadanam Paraspara Bhedaha, fifth. These are the only 5 kinds of dualities which you can see in this world. You say, I am different from him, he is different from me, she is different from me, all that, or my dog is different from me, the cat is different from me, all that, they all come into this. They are classified under these 5. What are these? First, understand. First is a Jiva Ishvara Bhedaha. First duality, the most important duality which we see, which we have difficulty in removing, is the duality between Jiva and Ishvara, the individual self and the absolute self. This is the most difficult duality. Okay, that is the first duality we are taking. Second is a Jivanam Paraspara Vedaha, the duality among the Jivas. I am different from you. I am different from her. I am different from him. I am different. He is different from her. She is different from him. All these dualities. I am different from cat, dog, etc. That also, they are also Jiva. So the duality between or the duality among the jivas. That is the second duality. First duality is the duality between jiva and Ishvara. Second duality is the duality among the individual selves. Okay. Second duality. Third one, jiva jada bheda. Third one is the duality between the individual self and the inert objects. I am different from this table. I am different from this cup. I am different from this stand. I am different from this book. So that is the third duality. Okay. The fourth one is Ishvara Jada Bheda. Like I am different from this cup, etc. Ishvara is also different from this cup. Ishvara is different from this table. Ishvara is different from the stand. Right? So Jiva, Ishvara, Jada. There are three objects here. Jiva, Ishvara, Jada. Jiva different from Ishvara, Jiva different from Jada. One. Okay. So I have already taken care of Ishvara different from Jiva. So Ishvara different from Jada is what I need to take care. Understand? There are three things. Jiva, Jada, Ishvara. Jiva different from Ishvara 1. Jiva different from Jada 2. So by that I have already answered Ishvara different from Jiva. Jiva different from Ishvara means Ishvara different from Jiva. That is taken care of. Second one is Jiva different from Jada, inert. So the third thing is Ishvara different from Jada needs to be established. Ishvara different with Jada. Ishvara different from the inert objects. That is the third one. Okay. The fourth one is no. Here it is in fourth. Here it is fourth. I am trying to simplify things. How will you remember this? How will you remember this? 5 different kinds of duality. Oh, 5 different kinds of dualities. No, it's simple. There are only 3 things in the world. Jiva, Ishvara, Jada. Jiva, Ishvara, inert objects. Okay. Jiva different from Ishvara. Ishvara different from Jiva. Same. That is 1. Jiva different from inert objects. That is 2. Ishvara different from Jada. 3. Now, there are only 2 dualities left. Which is the fourth one is the Jiva. Therefore, there are multiple Jivas. Ishvara may be one, but there are multiple Jivas, right? So, the duality among the Jivas is the fourth one. Okay. There are non-multiple Ishvaras, so we are not talking about that. The duality among the Jada is the fifth one. Understand? Yeah. Simple. So, Jiva, Ishvara, Jada. The difference between Jiva and Ishvara or Jishvara and Jiva, whichever way you want to see, you can see. The difference between Jiva and Jada, second. The difference between Ishvara and Jada, third. The difference between the different Jivas and the difference between different Jadas. 5 types. There are only these 5 types possible. Difference between Ishvaras, there are no multiple Ishvara. There is only one Ishvara. Sa purveshamapi guruhu kalena anavachhedat. Yoga Sutra says, he is who? He is the guru of all the predecessors because he is not differentiated by time, space, etc. That Ishvara is one. Mayavachana Chaitanya is one. Jiva can be multiple because of the different gradations of avidya. Okay. So because of the different gradations of avidya, Jiva can be multiple. And because of different gradations of the possibility of sattva, rajas, tamasa, the inert objects can also be different. So what are the 5 types of duality? First, Jiva Ishvara. Very good. Second, Jiva Jada. Third, Ishvara Jada. Very good. Third. Fourth, Among Jiva. Fifth, Among Jada. Over. You try to remember this, you will remember your whole life. This is a simple equation. This is a simple equation. So, Jiva Ishvara, Jiva Jada, Ishvara Jada, Jishvara, among Jivas, among Jadas. Over. These are the 5 different dualities. Okay. Now, that is why he says Jiva Ishvara Vedaha. First, Jiva Nam Paraspara, duality among the Jivas. Second, Jiva Jada Vedaha, duality between Jiva and Jada. Third, Ishvara Jada Vedaha, duality between Jishvara and Jada. Fourth, Jada means inert. And Jada Nam Paraspara Vedaha, the duality among the Jada, inert objects itself. These are the 5 types of duality. These are the possible kind of dualities in this world. Apart from this, you cannot establish any kind of duality. There can be no duality apart from this. So if you are able to resolve these 5 dualities, you have resolved the entire duality. Okay. Now, Sarvan etan bhedan khandayitum sa eva samartha. Only that person means that person who has studied the Vedas, who has studied traditionally, is capable of resolving all these dualities, giving you the knowledge of identity. Bhedascha. Why? Because Bheda, the duality is Bhaya Hetu, is cause for fear. When you say duality, the next thing which we have is a fear. Because this is Udaramantaram Kurute. That is what, that's one part of the Taittiriya Upanishad mantra. Udaram Antaram Kurute. Udaram Antaram Kurute. If you are going to break with half-baked Sanskrit knowledge, if you are going to translate this, Udaram means stomach. Antara means duality. Kurute means if you see. If you are going to see duality, my stomach is different from your stomach. In every tradition, there is this proverb. Even though if it is mother and son or mother or daughter, the mouth and the stomach is different. Everyone has to eat their own food, even though they are mother and son or mother and father, mother and daughter. Does not really matter. So duality, because it is mother, we love but still fear. Don't even know why we fear, but we fear. And the same goes to the mother also. I don't know what my son will do. So there is fear. Duality means cause for fear. Even if it be the duality of Ishvara, I am different from Ishvara, but still, because I am different from Ishvara, I have fear. And we think Ishvara does not have fear. The problem is because Ishvara is different from us, he will be afraid of us. Because duality means fear. Duality is cause for fear. Why Ishvara is not afraid of us? Why is Ishvara is not afraid of us? Though we are different from him, Ishvara is not afraid of us because he does not have the knowledge, even iota of duality. He does not have that duality knowledge. That is why he is not afraid of us. Otherwise, even Ishvara will be afraid of us, should be afraid of us. We can threaten Ishvara. Come on. So, Bhaya Hetuhu, the mantra, Udaram Antaram Kurte should not be interpreted as Udaram Antaram. Udaram should not be interpreted as stomach. Utu Aram. Utu Aram, 2 words that is. Udaram is 2 words. Utu Aram. Utu Aram means Alpam Api, even a little bit. Udaram means Utu Aram. Utu Aram means even a little bit. Antaram means duality. Even a little bit of duality, if you see, then the next statement there in the Taittiriya Upanishads, Athatasya bhayam bhavati, he is afraid. Even a little bit of duality if he sees, he is afraid. Whether it is imagined duality or real duality, we don't really care. If it is a duality, we are afraid. We lie down in the cot. Like I give this example again and again. I was sitting doing meditation, japa, in the night around 12 o'clock. I was tired not because I was tired of doing japa, because I have to get up early next morning and I have to go to class. I have to do my puja and all that. I have to finish that and I have to go to the class. So another day. So I said, okay, let me sleep. I went to sleep. And after lying down for few minutes, I heard someone calling by me by my name. But that's exactly why I say, what will you do if God appears in front of you? Everyone will be, I will ask for world peace. I will ask for lotto. I know some people who will ask, but the thing is, they will be afraid. That is what is the truth. Because when I heard the name, because my room is always open. There was only one mosquito net which I hang. Otherwise, it is kept open day and night. Even whether if I am inside the room or not does not really matter. It will always be open. Now, no one enters the room in the night, and somebody is calling me by my name. I was petrified, and I covered like a thin blanket like this. I covered myself. 2 seconds. I said, "Who can come into my room?" Okay, what if a ghost or ghoul comes? What will it do? It will suck my blood and kill me. That's all right. Come on, let us see. And no one was there. That is the thing. So this ghost, an imaginary duality, still I'm afraid. So whether the duality is real or not does not really matter. The duality instills fear. Whether you know or not does not really matter. That unknown thing is cause for fear. So, Dvitiyadvai bhayam bhavati. Next statement says, Dvitiyadvai bhayam bhavati. When there is duality, definitely there is fear. If there is something other than you, there is always fear. Ityadi Shrutibhya. So, therefore, there are so many Shruti texts like this, which says that duality is cause for fear. Okay? Now, Tasmat Bhedo Avashyam Khandaniya. Therefore, we have to resolve all the dualities compulsorily. Avashyam, definitely compulsory. There is no choice here. If you want to gain liberation, you have to get rid of fear. If you want to get rid of fear, you have to resolve the duality. Okay? Now, Ukta Lakshana eva Acharyah Swasishyam Avityadi Sarva Mala Shunya Advitiya Brahma Eva Aham Asmi Iti Sakshat Aparoksha Anubhavavantam Kartum Shakniyat. Ukta Lakshana eva Acharya. The aforesaid Acharya, the Acharya with aforesaid definition, the definition which we saw, he should have studied in the tradition, he should have the experience of immediate knowledge of the self. Only that Acharya is capable of Aparoksha Anubhavantam Kartum Shaknit, is capable of giving you the immediate knowledge. How will he give me immediate knowledge? So that is explained in the statement. He says, Avidyadi Sarvamala Shunya. You are devoid of all the impurities like avidya, etc. You are devoid of all the impurities of ignorance, etc. Advitiya Brahma Eva. Non-dual self alone you are. I am. That is the knowledge. Only that Acharya is capable of giving you the knowledge that I am the non-dual self who is devoid of any kind of impurity, like ignorance, etc. I am the non-dual self who is devoid of any kind of impurity like ignorance, etc. This immediate knowledge only that guru with the aforesaid definition can give you, not the non-traditional one. So, तादृश साक्षात्कारवान एव शिष्यः. And who is a disciple? We saw a disciple is one who has the prerequisites. Now he says a person who has this kind of knowledge, immediate knowledge, is a disciple. Who? सर्वोपि संसारो दृश्य प्रपंचो द्वैतः स्वप्नादिवत् मयि चिन्मात्रे स्व अज्ञानवशात् मिथ्या प्रतिभासते इति साक्षात् जानीयात्. So only that kind of person who has this immediate knowledge is called as disciple, and he sees, he understands immediately. Understands what? Sarvopi samsara, the whole of samsara, the whole of the cycle of birth and death, entire creation. Drishya prapancha, whatever I perceive. Dvaitaha, the duality. The entire duality, whatever I perceive, the whole of creation. Swapnadivat, like a dream. Mayi chinmatre swa ajnanavashat mithya pratibhasate. Mayi chinmatre, in me, like the dream, in me, one who is a absolute consciousness, in me, one who is absolute consciousness, this whole creation of duality are seen. Like I am the substratum for the dream. The dream does not take place outside of me. It takes place in me. It is projected in me. In my, because of the defect of dream, sleep. Similarly, because of the defect of ignorance, this illusory duality, this illusory world of creation, this illusory whatever you perceive, objects, whatever you perceive, they are superimposed in me. They are superimposed in me. Mai kalpitaha. Kalpitaha means superimposed. Okay. So, mithya pratibhasate means they shine because of illusoriness. Okay. Iti sakshat janayat. Only he is capable of seeing this duality as a illusion. Ishvara idrishat ईदृश अद्भुत दुर्दश स्वात्म तत्व उपदेष्ट एव आचार्य इति उच्यते. ईदृश अद्भुत, this kind of awesome. Durdasha, something which is impossible to imagine. Atma tattva upadeshta, this kind of awesome, something which cannot be imagined, knowledge of self. One who is capable of initiating you in that is called as Acharya. Idrisha, this kind of Adbhuta, awesome. Durdasha, which cannot be perceived. Swatma Tattva Upadeshta, the one who is capable of teaching you about the self. Eva Acharya is called as Acharya. Eva Acharya, which is called as Acharya. No one other than one who teaches you the absolute self, your inherent nature, can be called as Acharya. Only the one who teaches you about your inherent nature, the awesome teaching, he is Acharya. Okay? Now, Samsara Mahagraha Grastam Shishyam Tan Mukhad Jiva Brahma Advaita Upadeshena Yo Mocheti Sa Eva Guru. Who is Guru? Who is Guru? Acharya is this person. Who is Guru? He says, Samsara Mahagraha Grastam. Samsara Mahagraha Grastam. Samsara, which is like a Mahagraha, great whale, great ghost, or great crocodile. Graha means that which catches you. It can be crocodile, it can be ghost, it can be some whale or something. So that that big ghost which catches you, or big crocodile which catches you, tam sishyam. This graha is the word which is in the beginning of Panchadashi. Graha grasaika karmane. Graha grasaika karmane. Graha, this is the same word. Okay. Mahagraha, he says. So we are completely captured by this great graha of a samsara, this great crocodile of samsara, this great ghost of samsara. That sishyam, tam sishyam, that sishya who is grasped by this crocodile, this ghost, tan mukat, from its mouth, from the mouth of the crocodile or from the mouth of this ghost, jiva brahma advaita upadeshena. How is he going to relieve him from that its mouth? By teaching him the non-duality between the individual self and the absolute. By teaching him the non-duality between individual self and absolute, yo mochayati, one who relieves him, is called as Guru. Who is a Guru? A person who relieves the disciple from the grasp of samsara. How does he relieve? By teaching him the identity between the individual self and absolute self. Simple. Guru. There are two terms. Gu means one who illumines. Ru means one who removes. By giving the knowledge of identity, one who removes the ignorance is called as Guru. Gu, illuminer. Ru, destroyer. He illumines the non-duality and removes the ignorance. So, he gives us Smriti. Who is a Guru? Baho guravah santi shishyavittah apaharakah durlabho ayam gurur devi shishyahruttapakarakaha bahavaha guruhu santi. There are many kinds of guru. There are many gurus here in this world. Everyone calls themselves a guru. Now, bahavaha guravah santi. There are many kinds of many gurus here. Who are they? Shishya, disciples, vitta apaharakaha. Vitta means wealth. Apaharaka means one who steals. There are many gurus who call themselves guru and steal the wealth of the disciples. Durlabho ayam devi. But this is a very difficult thing to see. This person, this guru is very difficult person to see. Very difficult person to find, this kind of guru. Who is that? Shishya apaharakaha means a person who steals the heart of the disciple. All the other, they steal the wealth of the disciple. This fellow is difficult because he steals the heart of the disciple. So, heart of the disciple, stealing the heart of the disciple means stealing whichever, that is a problem. Here, stealing means to remove the duality. To remove the duality. That is the important thing. Okay. Now, after seeing who is a guru, now he says in 111, he says Sishya Lakshanam. What? Who is a disciple? Who is capable of being called as a disciple? So he says Vedanta Grantha Pravrutti Sampadakam Prathama Tarange Yed Adhikari Visheshanam Uktam Sadhana Chatushtaya Rupam Tat Sampattireva Shishyasya Lakshanam Bhavati. What is the definition for Guru? Guru should have studied Vedas. He should be established in the knowledge of duality. Okay, fine. What is the definition of disciple? Very simple. He says, Vedanta Grantha Pravritti Sampadakam. For the eligibility to enter the Vedantic text. What is the eligibility to enter the Vedantic text? Prathama Tarange yet Adhikari Visheshana Muktam. That which is established as the prerequisites of the seeker in the first chapter. Veka, Vairagya, Samadhi, Shakti, Sampatti, Mukshatva. That which was explained in the first chapter. Sadhana Chatushtaya Rupam. One who has Tat Sampatti Reva, one who has these is Shishyasya Lakshanam, is the definition for the disciple. The Guru's definition is different. Disciple's definition is he should have to have the prerequisites in proper way. That is the definition. We'll see this. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.